to the Unfiltered. Today, Honorable Usman Abdal Timbo as my guest, and we will be discussing youth in leadership. We'll be discussing youth in leadership and the role the opposition party has played so far in the constitutional development, constitutional amendment going on in Sierra Leone. Excuse me, I'm currently trying to get Honorable Thibault to join us, and hopefully he joins us soon and we get this conversation started. But as we wait for the Honorable to join us, in the very first place, we want to say most of the conversation will be done in Creole, so the people who cannot understand English can grasp the message. Today, we go get Honorable Timbo Naya, we go join we for talk about the constitutional amendment process where they go on, and as well as talk about youths in politics. Take like as I be say, we discussion today go strongly there around youth leadership and the current constitutional amendments will go on na Sierra Leone. My first episode I be target the oppositional party na parliament, asking tangible questions. And this now an opportunity for make we get somebody we're not only a member of the party, but now honorable member in parliament and also a member of the legislative committee. Because for most part of the time, like me, I will get my thoughts, get my ideas, I will get what I think. But always there's another side to the story. Like just so you can say there's another side of the coin. So Adimam feet or get somebody like for come join me and probably answer to some of the questions where they ask. We go give we better understanding. We go make the people of Salone know whose side we stand, or we go make them know how for make the decisions where them go reach tomorrow for votes. Because then things they are very important. The people are supposed to be informed. Now then they make a gladdy where I reach out to them, they accept the invitation and they decide for join me for get this conversation or get this discourse. We wanna see just now I take a break now because we get some technical difficulties for actually get them online, and I be need probably for talk to them directly and try for see how that will be done. But not that notwithstanding, hopefully it will join we soon and we will get this started. But whilst we wait for him, I want to ask some questions there again. How well una the people in a Salone, how well una know about this constitutional amendment process will go on? Waiting na una take on. Una feel say they really don't involve the country as a whole in this process, which I feel say very important. You una feel say na the right time this particular amendment process as people of Sierra Leone. Una feel say it is being done in the interest of the people and not political party or political parties. If anybody get an answer or anybody want for answer, you can drop your answer in the comment section or you make a comment on this. And we go find a way for say how it will be part of the discussion. If anybody they equally we will get question for the honorable, you will drop the question at the comment section and we will see how it will answer that question there. But a very important for make we get a conversations there, because not only when you are informed, you're able for make the right judgment or you're able for make good decision. So whilst we wait for the honorable for join we, I just want make una know say that this go be the discussion for today episode on the unfiltered, sorry. Make I try for get onto again and see if at all they don't able for handle the technical aspect of and we will join on back soon. Una we don't count on go no side because it's gonna be an interesting conversation. And you we just come. This na the unfiltered and me, na Martin Sam. They get a guest with me, Honorable Abdat Timbo. We go discuss on youth leadership and the current constitutional amendment where they go on Nasalo. Stay put, no go no side. I go join on a back just now. The people that I started to talk to on a just now say today on this episode I go get Honorable Abdat Usman Albert Timbo, where go join me for discuss youth leadership and the current constitutional amendment where they go on a salon. Mina Martin Sama and this are the unfiltered. These are the place where they examine power, where they interrogate policy and ask hard questions the way some people they politely avoid. Today, I get a man we get plenty title. A lawyer, politician, public servant, and youth leader. Depending on whether you talk to or whether you ask a question, future flag bearer. Mr. Timbo, I welcome you to the program.
Thank you very much, Martin. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's been so long.
It has really been a very long time, and I'm happy to actually have you here tonight. Thank you again for accepting your invitation.
My pleasure always.
Mr. Timbo, as I say, na parliamentarian, it don't have a day, na the legislative committee. It don't participate in national political negotiations, and now it is seek for lead one of the biggest parties in Salome. So tonight, this next year, so we will get discussions surrounding in when a youth man so we also now a considered leader, we will get discussions surrounding Dandy and all as well the constitutional amendment process where they go on as alone. So Mr. Timbo, before we dive in, I go and let you say one or two words as greeting or introduction to the viewers or to the people.
Well, thank you, and maybe point of correction first. To youth man, I mean a young man. I always try to make that distinction because youth get actually a legal meaning. Say somebody below 35, okay. But I know I'm young. We're all young, and I think you don't say a few things about me, but I think I want to look at more like this man with Martin being there at university. So if you're calling me Mr. Timbo, I think just call me Usman or call me Timbo. Most importantly, I think me, with all the titles, they mean nothing. I tell God thank you, he got me to that point because he want for me. But I think waiting they brings me the most joy in that mean a happily married man with 3 picking them. I think that's what's most important for me because it serves as Me picking them more than anything else. Nah, the mirror for me, like the thing that we, if I want to do bad stuff, I remember say, hey, me picking them, how would this affect my kids? I just see all other picking them through the eyes of me picking them. I just see every other woman through the eyes of me wife. So that's how I treat women. At the same time, that's how I treat my kids, and that's how I see my kids. So that is why sometimes what I can say, this family unit for me is most important. As a man, they ask, what about all the other things? But for me, that is actually what is keeping me grounded, apart from my faith. So that is it for me. So while people can consider me as this young married man. Yeah.
Thanks for the correction in the very first place. And as I be get a conversation with somebody who all be the college as at the time the person say that man they will the college. And the current anti-corruption commissioner will be referred to there as Ake Popona College.
Right.
You know, based off one or two be the carry afro, and again there was a huge camaraderie then. At that time, and okay, for
Yeah.
I don't know about now, but probably we'll get to that
Right.
down in the conversation. But to start with, you being a parliamentarian and a lawyer, that's alone.
Yeah.
And with the current constitutional amendment process where they go on, I want for ask this question. Let people that permit me, I go read it in English, at least for make them a little bit swift. But as both a member of parliament and a trained lawyer serving in the legislative committee, what specific contributions have you personally made to the constitutional amendment review process?
Well, so this is just the start of the process. And in terms of my contributions, I think it all starts from the very moment we then carry the bill go Parliament during the pre-legislative hearing. I was there when the Attorney General they explained the bill, and I asked several questions at that time about. Then say this bill emanates from the tripartite report as well as the Constitutional Review Committee report of Edmund Cowan. So while we have the tripartite report, plenty of we not get the Edmund Cowan report. So I was asking for me to make that public. So that was my first contribution towards. I done in a TV, I done in a radio, I done the press conferences. And I'm sure by tomorrow also, the nation will also see or hear another step where they take with regards to this constitutional process. But holistically, I look at this as something where they beyond party colors. Party colors. Doing a constitution, they do constitution for APC. Neither you do constitution for SLPP, because constitutions are documents where they change every 2-3 years. Long time it take for me to change them. So if you really want to be nationalistic, you for pull the green, you for pull the red, and look at them from a very dispassionate point of view. That ending I will say, okay, this constitution is right, or the provisions where they make it right or wrong. At the same time, I always want to say we need to distinguish between the amendments what they do now and actually the entire constitutional review. Are two different processes. It would be right for make it don't long overdue for law change parts of the constitution itself. But this process what they do, people also need to understand, say, a born out of a tripartite arrangement between the APC and SLPP and the international community. So some man don't really argue, say, why they're not being human rights business, why they're not being this, why they're not being that inside the constitution. Yes, they're right. But in this particular process, now waiting the tripartite agreement say, and they try for implement so. And this also get timeline, So if you want to do a whole constitution, it takes a lot more than just this tripartite arrangement, but specifically to what the tripartites agree on the resolutions and they try for implement. So people need to understand this and get that and understand the distinction between the two processes.
Thank you for that, Nate. And from your question, the question from your answer where I gather one other thing there where I really want to talk about, which is like the way with me, I watched the first reading of Parliament,
Right.
and because Truth Media be air 'em, and I watch them all through and through. Honestly enough, there is one huge disappointment that I got, or something that will be very disturbing to me. That I be the way the audience, because sometimes not to even sometimes there were phases I recognized there were not to be parliamentarians but the audience, the way they conduct themselves, the place was rowdy and that all. What have you got to say about that?
Maybe I think I don't know whether the sitting itself
The first reading.
or the pre-legislative.
The first reading.
Outside them and get people learn boku inside that room.
Yes.
Okay, so that one is not another the first reading. So the first reading inside the Chamber of Parliament it happen. That first reading day, now the Attorney General just to go lay them before the House of Parliament and then call the first reading. So waiting behind we they call so rowdy. Now that one we then call them pre-legislative hearing. So the Minister of Justice they can go explain to the public, including civil society organizations, journalists, and everybody inside Committee Room 1, waiting at the content and the intent behind the amendment bill. So it's two different things. But talking about rowdiness, and if you were talking about that particular meeting, Committee Room 1, I don't think it was rowdy. There are certain people who start to make comments where I know say people then be really. It's parliamentary. I'll also tell you that now many parliamentarians actually been make that noise, but it's part of the parliamentary process for make you hear a lot of undertones. So if you're able to undertones in a parliament, you're not even able to talk. So I think one or two people may make comments where I don't even think they were parliamentarians, where some people were not satisfied with it and they were actually arguing and then kind of thing, then they would make them they give undertones. So it's a normal thing actually.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you, and thank you for the education as well.
Okay.
We live to learn. But now coming to my next question, do you believe the process has been legally sound and sufficiently constructive and consultative?
I can't say tomorrow the nation go here for me because I have certain actions where I plan for take. I take them as a member of parliament, I take them as a lawyer, I take them as a citizen, and somebody who believe in constitutionalism and procedure. What would they try for do so, not to just an ordinary document. Like I say at the start, this is not constitution. We cannot do any misstep. That's not one side. The other thing, like I've been saying, this document not just come out from the air. It is informed by the recommendations of the tripartite report. So if you want to do anything, ordinarily, if you and somebody don't agree on something, it expects you bring the document out. It's supposed to forget exactly which one I agree on. But the moment you see something different, then they make you begin feel like, oh, these people are not acting in good faith. So these are some of the challenges to me personally, me party, as well as members of parliament don't get with this thing. Because we see certain things that they agree in the tripartite. Whether you like them or you don't like them, not that they don't agree. But when it comes inside the bill now, then change the words, then change the meaning, then change the intent. And you start to wonder whether they're really sincere about it. There are other things where you talk about consultation, where even the tripartite recommendations, particularly one we get for do with Resolution 78, we get for do the system of general elections and even local council elections for use. Because there was so much argument over this first past the post, we mean say everybody they go elect in your member of parliament or local council representative directly, as it happened at the United States, versus that one where nobody know they vote for person, a party now you go vote for. So there was so much confusion then. So the recommendation means that for do nationwide consultation and dialogue on the outcome of before they come with a provision. Well, they go tell you to then do nationwide, then do nationwide dialogue. But where you get civil society, they come out with a position paper where you get traditional leaders, they come out with position papers. Or paramount chiefs and all, they come out with papers and say, no, we don't want this. We don't want how they call them, proportional representation. We want first past the post. That give you enough reason for make you think twice. Or you come and just put on the way how you want, say, oh, it's proportional representation, where the people who go vote for political parties rather than the individuals, then only they cause a little bit of tension. And it's like they're moving away from what have been the intention behind the resolution 78 of the tripartite committee report.
As you rightly mentioned about like civil society and the traditional rulers or paramount chiefs, in my first episode, and which is one of the major reason we make, one, based off the fact, say, as you mentioned, we'll start. We know we serve, I know you, and you know me. To a certain extent, very well. And my first episode was addressing the opposition party we're a member of, and primarily the parliamentarians. And there was a question I asked: how well have the parliamentarians gone back to their constituents and educate them about this? I even make a comparison to the 10 them way HIV/AIDS. They do campaign for HIV/AIDS, polio, down to local languages. They do jingles them in local languages for let people them really understand what's in them that be HIV/AIDS or what's in polio be there about. And which, to my expectation, at the field say now that same kind spirit or that same kind zeal, all political players, national government, opposition, but now that same kind energy they for be put into sensitizing the nation about something like this. How well, to your knowledge, you feel say one of the honorable them don't engage in our constituency about this?
You see, this is the problem, exactly what they talk about, in the earlier question you asked me. You're talking about constituents. I will give myself as an example. I'm not subbing my constituency. In you aid, you feel like, oh, I get constituency, my constituency na Moritonga Aberdeen Road. No, there is no constituency now. So now me na Western Area Urban District MP. I did parliament because my party decide for put me in a list. So now my constituency they start from Kalbatong or Ugu Bridge. Say Ikam na Godrich na Yaso na Levuma Beach. How you allow do sensitization from Ugu Bridge, Kalbatong or Allentown? Take on Levuma Beach na. How do you expect a member of parliament with a Bo district for start from constituency 80 something all through? Constituency not again. In one go for go sensitize people across the entire Bo district. Because don't forget, constituency they not exist again. A districts and they exist. How do you want me to do it? These are all the arguments we'll get against the proportional representation system. It makes us not effective. It makes us not accountable to the people, but to our political parties and people that are the godfathers and then political parties. Yeah. Now what I need for do, I don't need for care about me people. I just need for care for satisfy the one the way that the executive that the party. So that when the term reach, then we just put me in a list. If them put 10 seats in a 10 seats in a free town, you beg them say, do you put me in the list? Sometimes even beg them now, you go bribe, you say, do you put me number 1, put me number 2. Where people go vote for a proportional representation system, you know they vote for Usman Timbo again. You know they see me face, you know they see Martin in face. You just they see the Elden column, the symbol. You will see SLPP APC symbol. Me now when I constituent na Moriton, I don't like APC, I don't like SLPP. I don't want to vote for them, but I want to vote for Usman Timbo. They represent me. But when I go, I know they see Usman Timbo in face. Na APC symbol that they go see, or na SLPP symbol that they go see. How would I really create accountability? How would I really now sit down and say, okay, this constitutional bill don't come, like go talk to me people. Then whose people are they go talk to? Who don't are the people? So you see some of the cries then who they cry against this proportional representation system. Now the danger is this. Now inside Moriton, inside media na Freetown. Me host day na the main high broad street na Moriton. 2 houses after me own. Now the Honorable Suleiman Mare.
You got me. I get you clear.
Okay. Now 2 houses after me own. Now Honorable Suleiman Mare continue. So 2 inside the same Moriton, neighbors, we get 2 MPs, 1 APC, 1 SLPP. Who takes responsibility for what? How me go ensure say I not overstep Suleiman content in your place on your people there? These are the challenges of the get with this PR system. And this are the way how for tie the answer to your question. So this problem we don't go with the PR system. Me the way how now I feel so even they do sensitization are through the engagement here so radio and television engagement. The other people are engaging in the same thing. So you see, I'll tell you say in terms of effectiveness in people explaining MBLA, so they so the responsibility goes back now to government. What I mean government to the executive arm of government for make them take this sensitization to the people across the entire nation and not the members of parliament or even the local councils.
Honestly, listening to you, that like it touched some part internally because I know how much myself care about Salon. Like and it's an eye opener to something we may not be they consider, because one of the things and with me be don't they say good body proportional representation are the fact say it will help for cut these tribal politics and tribal and regional politics. But with this angle where you just this answer we just give, it give me a reason for rethink. And whilst rethinking, think of one for ask you if at all there has been any alternative legislative plan as compared to this way we not put forward.
You mean as a political party?
Yes.
Like I say, it goes beyond the political parties. APC and SLPP not all get Salon. Not all we get Salon. Now the people then get Salon. So this conversation for go beyond what me believe or what other person believe. Let's take it to the people. When you take the entire to the people, no program the argument. Ask them. You want to vote for person or you want to vote for political party? Because that's a simple thing we for understand by this. Just a simple thing. Martin, sometimes you come out, and I don't know say you come out if na Bo or somewhere. Na Bo?
Yeah. Bo
Good.
and Kailan.
Bo and Kyle. Let's say Bo. You know the most popular person around that you play still. Sometimes then they pull the highest vote for SLPP. But just because somebody else they will sometimes big pass you, somebody else they will get money past you, you get more influence to the chairman of SLPP. It decides say, okay, even though they pull the highest votes, then they put you number 7. Then that one way just get a relationship with the chairman. They're not as popular as you, then put her number 1. How you will explain that? How somebody you able to tell somebody say this even makes sense? The question is, or the answer is, to let the conversation go beyond SLPP and APC. Let we really like how the tripartite recommendation say let's have long conversations on it. Let not rush them. Talk to the people. Let them understand waiting at the two. Not go tell them about the good of PR, proportional representation and PR. Then you tell them about the bad of the first past the post where you pick the post where you want. Explain both sides. Let people understand and then come to an informed conclusion. May I feel this is not one thing where it's until for taken to referendum. It is not an entrenched clause. So that means you don't need a referendum for they deal with that. But this is not one thing where because of the importance we get, PR getting advantages. First past the post getting advantages as well as disadvantages for both of them. But not taken to the people and ask them. If now one thing this way you want for pull pan these amendments, pull up. Already in the Constitution, the 1991 Constitution, it did it. Section 38A say The presidents get the right or the prerogative for choose which one of the systems he wants. Whether I want first past the post, whether I want proportional representation. He did it. Because at the time when President Kababi won for USAM for the 2002 elections, they will not been done yet. They're not be able to campaign across the entire nation. Now make it introduce PR. So even when you look at the background of the introduction of PR, and the only time we use PR as alone then, now because of the war situation we've been get. Now one or day, all my go campaign across the entire nation. You want bring her now. So for now, left like idea. When we reach time for use PR or first past the post, it inside the constitution. Let the president everything comfortable for him. And even that, inside the constitution, it say now also you know able demarcate constituencies. Now you do PR. But also you will demarcate constituencies. Now first past the post you follow. Now we don't have that. So the conversation has to extend. We need for take with time for discuss the issues here before we come and hurriedly pass them.
Talking about, as we talk about this, you don't make a lot of reference to the tripartite, and I want to ask you a question on that. Because after the 2023 elections, of course, we experienced some tension. Division, we lead for we get a tripartite committee agreement between SLPP and the APC. I want to ask first, you na be part of that particular tripartite committee day? Were you a member of that committee that actually engaged in that conversation?
No, I wasn't.
Do you believe that the tripartite agreement genuinely reduced political tension, or was it more symbolic than structural?
I think our pathway, I don't look at all the 80 recommendations, all of them. I don't have to understand them very well. If we really implement them, plenty of the things that have happened before, 2023 elections, 2018, 1996, some of them will be solved. Because when politicians they really want to do bad, or even lawyers, then they hide behind the law and they interpret them how them please. This time causes problems. At the same time, we need to understand we law them and get lacuna, then get hold them. And the more you apply law, the more you realize things and they way you need for plug, you need for amend, you need for make better. So some of the recommendations that were inside the tripartite report deal with that were also. It cover institutional reforms, it cover legal reforms, it cover constitutional reforms, 3 different types of reforms and they cover. For see how they reform some institutions like the police, like the judiciary, like the election management bodies, that's like the EMBs, they call election management bodies. The 2 I don't call, so ONS, PPRC, ECSL, these are the election management bodies. How for reform them so that what will be happen in 2023 not go repeat itself. Those are institutional reforms. Legal reforms, certain laws then they like laws inside the Political Parties Act, where they cover PPRC. Public Elections Act, when they guide ECSL on how to move before. Then thing and they will be amended. Then you got the constitutional review now, when are in there also now. So now 3 different things here he address. It is not holistic because, like I said earlier, other people have ideas. Not so just APC and SLPP for determine how this nation they go before. Civil society have ideas. Over 10,000 interviews were done by the Edmund Cowan Commission, Constitutional Review Committee. There's a white paper on that too, or 2 white papers we don't come out. Let's look at them one day and do a holistic review of the entire constitutional infrastructure we'll get. So yes, to answer your question, yes, it was structured. It will help solve some of the problems, but it is not conclusive and holistic. So there's more to be done beyond just the recommendations in the tripartite committee.
Thank you on that. Whilst you be a talk, but you mentioned, say, with this amendment process where they go on, the tripartite and the Edmund Cowan, the tripartite agreement and the Edmund Cowan white paper, there are two important documents and none for considerable. It's like one has been omitted, or one day where if you say to me understand the way if you say they don't consider much. I don't know if at the get up point they right, but you go correct me as you answer the question. I want to know what is there essentially that we are missing in this whole, like me, we're not just somebody, just like somebody within a village, waiting with a miss by the documents and what they use right now for do this amendment or for, do all this change we don't want to do so before election, this PR system, the first past the post. What is there that is missing or that is key that you feel say that they ignore?
Okay, so it's not like they're taking one document and they left the other one, right? Like I tell you, there are two different processes where they affect the same document. All of them go for the constitution. But because the tripartite reports actually give timelines, so it means that they just go for implementing TSO before the election they happen. So that is why you will see them TSO then just surround election business. How you they appoint electoral commissioner, how you they elect the president, the kind of electoral system, the census thing, and then thing and the inside this bill. So you just get for do with election. But constitution get way more than just for do with election. So it's not like they're taking one over the other one. Not forget, say the CRC, the Edmond Kawan, you don't start from President Kawan term. For amend constitution, not to play, not to play. It's the law of the country. America, from where they get, God knows when they get a constitution, 30 days. England, from where they get an unwritten constitution, 30 days. So not to think where somebody for just look lightly and play with, But with regards to what we're missing, I think it's more a matter of understanding than missing. I'll give another critical thing inside this bill way that they try for change. So when you tell some man the old constitution or the constitution will get an call old, that 55% of the people them will vote. And they actually for vote for let somebody be president. Otherwise, if person not get 55%, they go to a runoff. In this new amendment now, they say simple majority plus 2/3, 20% in 2/3 of the districts. I'll tell you what in this mean terms. And inside the tripartite, it's different. Tripartite say 50% plus 1. This one where then would say simple majority. Now two different things. Simple majority can mean 30%. It depends on how much people will contest. It can mean 40%. It depends on how much people will contest. So now, 55%, I would like to take the example of President Bio, how they elect him. The population of Salone, about 8-point-something million, not so. For President Bio, they elect him as president. You get 1.5 million people who vote for her. Just 1.5. If you in a country, you say you want for rule a country, for be president, just 1.5 million people and they vote for you. We all the balance 6.5 million. Where them? Okay, you go say some people living below the age of 18. Yes, let's say pull 1 million, 2 million, 3 million self. You still go left with 3.5 million in vote for you. Now, they say, in fact, that 1.5 million they boku. You don't need 1.5 million people again for votes for you. You just need 1 million. How can you get 1 million votes? Then you say you get the blessings of the majority of the people of the nation. Maybe your legitimacy in your head self will be questionable. So me and one person believe say the 55% threshold, But because I also believe in agreement, that's song Savanda. Once we don't agree on something, no can lose some back. You say no. You don't want even half. If not 20 people vote, all man get 2%, then me get 30. You get 25. By simple majority, means I don't win. That means you don't even need 50% again. You don't even need 1 million people for vote for you. You can get 700,000 people to vote for you that you don't be president. Once you get other 20%, now 10 of the districts of the country. You see the danger where there inside this? I make us say we need for look and beyond APC, SLPP. Where you dey make constitution, some man not been born, myself not been born. But when they start the constitutional process under Prime Minister Albert Magai, you see how APC come and can perfect them. You see how the 1965 Public Order Act, Papa Sheki come and use them to the point, arrest people and then kill people and boku boku. People and call Papa Sheki a dictator. You see how the intention for introduce a one-party system, Papa Sheki will then open the eye to and can use them. This nine they happen. Look what happened with we in 2018. Where them pull me in a parliament with 10 other people them. Total of 11. Then point and say, oh, APC been on pull 2. So an eye for an eye. If we not stop this, we look beyond, oh, this not APC way, this not SLPP way. We, especially as young people, we they destroy ourselves. Man, to go college, I don't care about your tribe, I don't care about which party you belong. We not they talk about party self. It's either you not black man, me not white man, me not this, me not that. We did these different clubs them. We're enjoying ourselves. You did Diniku, Solomon Coker, by Boy Hall. All we cared about. But why we don't calm down now, then political parties don't make we enemies? Power? Power where people don't old, they don't die, they don't left, their life don't become miserable. Power where people don't old, you look at them picking them now, they're all perishing. Now would they behave for so? When a God now get power. So, like I say, not so what they miss. The thing what they miss, not so just what he writes in the book. The thing what they miss now inside a day. The mindsets, Pakabatok and Salomon get by that, and it's say attitudinal and behavioral change. If we not change that, if we not change our attitude, if we not change our perspective on how we look at and how we look at Salon as a whole, this country, I want to see
Yeah, man. You know, it is really deep. The way you like your submission is a little bit, you know, very, very emotionally catching. You know, because at the end of the day, even as much as you APC party member, but you they talk making me feel say it's not only about you party or SLPP, but it's really about Sierra Leone, which I think say Nadande nine really big pass well, because there will have been no APC, there will have been no Timbo being a honorable today, or SLPP if Salon not be there. You know?
Absolutely.
But you know, that being said, I want to ask this question here. What lesson should Sierra Leoneans learn from the political movement about managing post-election disputes?
I think this generation, I mean the younger generation, they asked somebody the other day about Valentine Strasser. They not even understand that. With the other name so. I asked about Fode Sanko, he said not me get the war. That's all they know about it. The history where this country don't pass through is enough for inform we on how we for move forward as a nation. You know, you push person to the wall till when he reach the wall, one day they bounce back. We know Osai corruption may not lead with. We know Osai injustice may not lead with. We don't want to go back there. But slowly, I know the creep goes up. I not go say tribalism not been there during Pakaba and Temo. But Pakaba looked beyond that. He appointed people where, including me, Papa, where they're not being whole party card, they didn't care about politics. Dr. Samoa Kamara, they appointed those people. He looked beyond just the ordinary Southeasterner, Northwesterner. Come to the underscore mine time. It was there. Me no go tell you I feel him because sometimes you say, oh, I am APC. But there are other people with a Southeasterners them or SLPP supporters we feel like they were marginalized. So when SF kind of power now, they say, now we on turn. We turn versus then turn. There are people now in the APC where they wait. They say, they kind of power no more. We will teach them lesson. Now us versus them. Now us versus them follow the kill we self. They don't get to that point where there are many people. The moment they are APC, once the SLPP then vex, they're ready for fete. The people in the APC were ready for retaliate. if we not get a leader where they look beyond and divide as well, this country now don't know more they're gonna now slippery slope now we don't. If we not learn anything from the 2023 elections, they say you will fool me once, or you will fool the people sometimes. So you cannot fool everybody all the time. They're not gonna accept. So this day where I sit down, they tell you now, I they talk to you, and no say the 2023 elections. They're not winner. Nobody not cross that 55% threshold. Nobody. But see how much fights happen. See how many things happen. But if not for Dr. Samoa Kamara, maybe this country would don't go up in flames. People sometimes they blame Dr. Samoa, say, oh, he was weak. I don't feel so. Maybe God used him at that time for save this nation. If he been decides, okay, let lead people, low come on our street, low protest, low fight. Maybe this country, I will for London. These are lessons where we learn from the old history, where plenty of the Gen Z people now not aware of. Whether than they in the majority now. Versus what happened in 2023, where if you're there on the SLPP side, you celebrate them. That's why we don't reggae them. We don't show them politics. They may say that they get 99 tactics. Then they know they work again. People will not accept this moving forward. That is why, to the previous question where you say, if the tripartite thing is a structured thing, if it help the electoral process, I feel yes. So now we need for do the amendments in good faith. Otherwise, this country then a slippery slope.
Thank you on that note again. And it brings me to the next part. Thing the way personally me, I always done the ask myself for every time I engage in conversation where it get for do with the 2023 elections. Recently, not hours ago, I be there on one WhatsApp group where we they discuss Lansana Doumbouya in a statement we make and all the rifts or the fine and everything behind them. I say there are two things I said, and I go one for say then two things, and probably the question will come with that. One, I say if there are still people, and as you just say, who vehemently believe, say the 2023 election was not won by His Excellency the President Maada Bio. Why is it that, more especially this to the opposition, why is it that when we wanna be engaged in that tripartite agreement, say, before wanna append una signature or before wanna sign that agreement, why wanna not ask for let them make that election that are they available? Because like me, I say this. It's my thought. That's why I call that I make the name this unfiltered. Now my thought. I don't see any reason for Lansana Doumbouya make a statement like that. Therefore be arrested. They spend a night in detention. I don't see any reason because in the very first place, now elderly statesman. Now somebody where if they need them for interrogation at any time, they deal within the walls of Sierra Leone where they can able forget them. Because you the detain person one for escape justice. You they detain them because you facing a threat. So either the case where one of the investigate at that time, me not so legal man like you, but you go help me that side. So in my own question first was I did not see that necessary because some of them things there that they lead to them political tension. Yeah. But again, if una so much believe say that election was not won, and there is a data where they show exactly how the numbers then be there, why would I not make them a must that data will be presented? Okay, we'll not reverse anything again, but for clarity's sake, why would I not be demand say we need that particular data day before we will go sign this tripartite agreement?
So when you ask if I was part of the tripartite process, I told you no, I wasn't. But something in there before that when I've been the negotiation dialogue, right?
Okay.
So the dialogue, one of the recommendations, and for then set up the tripartite committee. So that dialogue, then the party being put in positions will include, amongst other things, the publication of the disaggregated data. You know how important? I remember a song being there with Emerson and sing with Zainab Abdul, where they say, with Star Zero them, when they say you vote now you right, you vote now you life. Everybody in one vote. It's supposed for no side go. It's supposed for account for them. ECSL get them votes then day. From day one to this day. That is what the APC has been asking for. You say data available. I want to tell you, say the only data we are available now districts totals. The jog you say, oh, Bombali district now this, Bons district now that totals. But waiting inform them total lending. Me not a statistician. But if you say that 10,000 people vote now, let's see who side the 2, 3, 5, 6, 10,000 all votes. How you come up to that number there? Sorry?
When you say that just a district totals them available, they not give a breakdown of them totals, and then I just a round figure say, okay, we get 50,000 or 70,000 votes from this district.
That's
this
it.
1,000 votes from this district.
That's it.
So now that they make us still like as you go on. I mean, really want to know, because in that, if I were in your shoes, and where I know say they need me signature, they need me party signature for at least confirm or close the whole tripartite agreement process. I for don't make a must say the need for that breakdown data day before Amigo sign. It was not going to change the process anymore. It will not be good for change anything, but at least for future reference, let people they know say where Lansana Dumbuya Timap it talks say, oh, the election at Tifa, let there be a proof. Where at least Salomon go say, oh yes, that true that man did talk, because we said don't say and say the election that if the election. And that has been something that I've been really thinking hard about. Why did the party not make that position clear?
So we did. We demand them. And you notice having the response we then give you, that there's no part of the law. You remember I talk about lacuna, holes in the law, people that use for them political advantage. No part not in the law we talk about publication of results from polling center level with self level. But these are people that vote. These are people that vote. And people in life and their rights then don't go exercise. So that's what we're asking for. And they use the law for say no. We'll not get any obligation for give person. You me vote, go yourself. Beyond that, the compromise with the APC be reached is even the tripartite. Now that one we then say we suppose forget a rerun of the election. He did it. APC's position with the inside the divergent. So what think can happen at that? Beyond the 80 recommendations where they agree to at the tripartite, at the back of the tripartite recommendations, there over 500 and something pages. You get recommendations and they will then call divergent opinion. SLP get their own divergent opinion, APC get their own divergent opinion. He did it. And inside there, since the way I said the law not provide that for them, say therefore publish this, it is clearly stated in a position who will sign as part of the divergent report that therefore conduct a rerun of the election within a certain period. It is there. But now people only focus on just the 80 recommendations. But beyond the 80 recommendations, things that they will not agree on. But the international community at the time say, okay, we're going to put this as appendix to the agreement. APC put their own, SLPP puts their own. Then they go to and call convergent on divergent opinions. That's on the third part. So APC get them divergent, SLPP get them divergent. The international community look at them two divergent wise. Say, even though on a two no grip on this, on individual positions in this, but there are certain things that they all too fewer. So now they converge, or they say the same thing in different ways. So then call on the convergence points. So that one and they also did to the tripartite. So if somebody talk about the tripartite and the tripartite not including then TSO, the 80 recommendations where they agree to collectively, it did at the tripartite. Now people they talk about the 80 recommendations. But beyond the 80 recommendations, inside the Divergent report, he did it. So we want a rerun of the election. That is the reason why some people within the APC now, when they talk about electoral justice, that is what they're holding on to. So there's something in that other report we said for do a rerun of the election. So to answer your question, it was part of APC's position presented to the president. Because the documents were then signed, those are just 80 recommendations. A whole booklet of over 500 and something pages. But people need to understand this. But they don't agree. Naturally, SLPP not go agree so can do a rerun. Not also forget that there was a stalemate. At the expiration of the 6 months, whether for being signed this tripartite report, SLPP walked out, APC walked out of it. There was a time we get a standoff, Dr. Kaifala Mara, Ambassador Petito, Dr. Richard Conte, all of them left. They said they're not taking part anymore. Until the international community come back and intervene and say, okay, go do Divergent, do the one we now also meet up, and then go sign that document there. So you see, it's beyond just saying, oh, APC don't put this in their own position. It was there. And it is still there in the entire report.
You know, having heard you said this, I think, again, as we don't mention even when we come to the constitutional, the way you say constitutional amendment process where they go on, you say the country don't evolve. So there are certain things and we will need the laws, certain laws of the land we will need for revisit. In as much as that has been said, me they feel say again, the kind way where I don't learn but this tripartite document, just having this conversation with you, it's immense, really. But and are they now? I just imagine how many Salomon they will really know.
Okay.
Waiting you don't tell me so.
Exactly.
You know, and they feel say again, I go still push the blame to the parliamentarians them and the executive arm of government and some other and organizations in the country like this large then with civil society organizations, because they feel say the justice is not being done to the people in that country, because like this kind of way where you explain this process to me, so this explanation where you give me, so I don't think even half, not even half of the people that are the country know about that itself.
1%.
And again, it does not do justice to some of una where they in politics. Now then they make I be ask that question there, how well are the constituents? But again, with the PR system we bring you kind of parliament, explain to me how you go back, how it difficult for make you maybe engage, you know, people them where you go able for educate on this. But in as much as that, I feel say we should find a way, or you guys within a parliament for find a way for make when I disseminate informations like this. It will truly help. It will truly help. But I go left that the under, and let we talk about the young people in politics. Very important, because the way I call you before forget you on this. You say I slightly missed your you. We they declare now. I slightly miss it might happen for no hours to wait some man them where I be no or I be there around with. I could have been there and just witness them, you know, based off with relationship. You intending to rule Salone for you intention for win the flag bearership for the country. No, in your view, you feel say you go able traverse the political terrains of Sierra Leone beyond tribal and political line? That would be my first question.
I think I'm willing. And I think the reason why I say this not because of me background, how I come up. You know, growing up in Freetown, Freetown a cosmopolitan place where you do go schools all kind person. I don't ever know whether my best friend at the time I be Mendy. My best friend is or at the time was David Manley. David Manley na Creole at the same time na Mendewe born na Kailau. Up till the time they married, we lived together after I come to America and come. We lived together. And then one day look at him and begin feel like, oh, he's SLPP, and me and I get a relationship. Even up till now. We don't talk even up to then days here. So even though he directly works with he's the chief how do they call himself, the CEO for the Felicity thing where they do this innovation city. He was working with DSTI, his family with David Senge. You know, so I never look at him and feel like that. Me kuku again, I was Madiana Dembi. I mean, me two bodyguard, me two guards, armed guards, they all two na Mende, Lavali and Joshua. They're both Mende people. Me office, I get Albert Dembi, I get Bartholomew Farmer. I get Limba Man when I Samuel Bango and Sumana Bangura. When I mean they work as lawyers. I get people that when I teaming in only one full man I even get at my office. So for me, tribe no mean nothing. I'm not Sabiam. I think because I grew up in an area, in a community. I mean, in a city where all campus in there, it has never affected me. Look at my relationship with Ben Kaifala. Ben Kaifala grew up from when we young, na grammar school, na Moritong. We go university, we exchanging books. Me enjoying the same club or radicals club the same night. That thing would be fit for the same interest them. So there was nothing there about APC or SLPP. SIBA them, you know, there was nothing. Even Attorney General now, Alpha Cisse them and everybody, Napoleon, you know the story. You know, so as much as they belong to another political party now, maybe we know what they see and they talk as much as we would be useful. Well, I still consider them as brothers and friends. You know, so me not feel politics get for affect me because I'm not got that kind of orientation. They're not meeting at my house. I don't meet I'm growing up. So in reality, if we want to really unite this nation, we need for fend people and from tribes, then maybe you call them smaller tribes. People with the orientation different. It's not like we're not culturally inclined. Yes, me na Sanda Fula. So yes, I'm a Fula in a way. But at the same time, I always sit down begin think, say, oh, Fula man better pass Krioma or pass any.
Yeah.
I grew up in a community where anything no matter. I grew up in a Moriton when a Creole community. Sometimes people live in the mist, they don't even think seminar. They feel seminar Creole. So with that, I feel these are the type of leader now where we need that this nation. Somebody will go look beyond the pain we don't feel. Like for me, now somebody don't feel the pain firsthand. In 2018, 2019, they chased me, then put me in a parliament. But I'm not bitter about it. Maybe I reserve a little bit because they make a land. But at the same time, I not consider any of them people I'm enemies. You know, I'm not bitter, and you need somebody with beyond the talk. Or what come and not go retaliate and not go do this and not go do that. Versus somebody who actually don't go through the pain and yet still not behave that way. They not become bitter. And that's exactly my story. With waiting and doing in 2018-19 at Parliament, for hate APC, SLPP and SLPP people with passion. But you don't go ever hear me they come and talk about hate speech. Now me at the same post we go talk about uniting the nation. Now me at the same post we go get all in different tribes here, so now me us. Securing me, putting food on my table. So this is what you need. So this is why I also believe the way how I don't live my life. Even the SLPP people now, I can bet you, if you put all the APC, the aspirants now, they ask who do you prefer, then will tell you, say, oh, we prefer Timbo. Timbo is lesser evil. They will tell you that. I saw that firsthand when I contest for going to Parliament in 2018. Me and the SLPP man are beaten by almost 7,000 votes, almost double the votes. While Dr. Samara Kamara been beat President Bill by only 2,000 something. So that over 4,000 more votes. Those were not APC votes. It's either independent people, it's either people who support the SLPP that they end up vote for me. So it showed clearly. So this is the type of leader now where you need in this nation. And this is what I feel I possess. We make I feel I will answer you in the affirmative that yes, I feel I can traverse the tribal divide and the political color divide where this country they pan now, where we get now.
Before we go to the next question, just a quick one. Where you say Dr. Samuel Kamara beat President Bio by 2,000 votes, is that a protected statement? Because is there something to back it up? Now, the reason that they make up, they ask for why will not be get that breakdown then they, because if they say it beats and then literally there should have been a runoff, or now Dr. Samuel Kamara for don't be president, APC for don't win the election.
No, so I talk about 2018 in my constituency 130. Yeah. That's the way I contest. Yeah.
Me to the next thing. The current president has appointed an unprecedented number of young people into into governance roles. Do you consider this a positive democratic evaluation?
I don't think it's an. Are you there? I know they get you.
I say the current president has appointed an unprecedented number of young people into governance roles. Do you consider this a positive democratic evolution?
I consider it as a positive democratic progression, not evolution. Why I say not evolution are because this was a new phenomenon. It started way back with Shaka Stevens, when he started bringing very young people just out of university into governance. You remember likes of Dr. Abbas Bundu, Prince Hardin them, and other people. These were men in their 20s. President Stevens at the time been bringing into governance. Give them very, very big positions them. Imagine at the time the possible President Stevens been handed over to was around 46, 47 years old. President Joseph Saidu Momo. His vice president then was Abdullah Usman Conte. He was also in his 40s. So not only now, because the internet and all don't come, you feel like say, oh, they're all young people. I mean, it's not, now you get young people in governance. It has been there. President Nkrumah himself, when he first ran in 2002 against President Kaba, he was in his 40s. The people who were around him at the time, Petito and others, they were also young men. Do not forget that. Now, when they take power now, then they can begin old. You add all their age and date to the years. But President Nkrumah take power at the age of 53, just like President Bio himself, 53, 54. So they are not old, but are big man them. Now, during even President Nkrumah in time, he appointed young people like Momodu Maligi, Bai Mahmoud Bangura, Sidiya Tunis them, Cherry Coco them. These were all young people also. But I agree that President Bio raised the bar. He brought a lot of young people during his first term. And during the second term now I don't give them more prominence because it's a government of young people. And I feel it's a step in the right direction. Reason being, young people sometimes we can get what you call youthful exuberance. That's a disadvantage with young people. They see are now even at the highest level, even with the office of the chief minister. But at the same time, because of the exposure, because times don't change now, the society where they live, we're competing with other young people across the world in leadership. The way how we sabi for use computers now, artificial intelligence, technology, the older folks not sabi. So if you not bring people we get an understanding day for match up with the competition that is coming, then we'll be left, we'll continue to be left behind as a nation. So yes, it is a step in the right direction, and we need for continuum. We have been exposed to power. young people have been exposed to power at the highest level, almost the highest level, because the chief minister is younger than me, but he's like the third in command of the nation. Well, third in command of the executive, because the third in command is actually the speaker of parliament. So if young people don't reach that level, we need for break that ceiling there. And not mean say young people don't make mistakes. So people don't say, hey, but a young man, look how they behave. And they fetch themselves, then corrupt. Who does say the part they're not being corrupt? Who does say the part they're not being to do worse things? So let nobody not point at young people, say, look the young people them. Look them. They're as bad as the old people. Well, if they're as bad as the old people, they still have energy. Give them. Let them move this nation forward. So it is important for more continue for enhance this phenomenon of young people being in leadership. And now, with young people being in the majority in this nation, I think we need for challenge ourselves. Like I've been said, mentally, the mental block na idea. Now this is the place where even where they contest, so some man go tell you say, "Oh, Timbo too young for us." A 40-year-old man, we add 10 more years to an age, 15 more years to an age na grandpa. So you wanna wait till I don't turn old pa? When my energy go down the wane, where the best part of my life I don't waste, it don't pass. Now that's when you wanna come into this race. So if we not change we mindsets as young people, we were there over 70-something% in this nation. This thing will continue for the way how we did. President Bio, President Koroma, President Tijankaba, whoever you want for call, they don't try. But these are appointed positions. So now of them you only please them. This not time for make it please the people there now. For let them pick young man. The president they don't try. President Bio now, President Bio don't focus on them. He don't try. He don't appoint young people and because he please them. Sometimes if you be asked for let them vote for the young people and they for the positions that the way they hold so. Young people not for being vote for them company young man. But now the challenge is we don't put ourselves forward as young people. Una let una self down now because not to we no more they let down. We can live a life. If APC can have power, I will survive. If SLPP come on a power, chief minister, they survive. Timothy Kabago survive. But what about the young people fighting for the young people now? Representing our interests. So this is what I have to say to your answer, to your question, sorry.
Yeah, and you saying that one for ask this question, yeah, because more when it comes to us the young folks, or when I say aliens, I want for ask you if you think say it go ever possible, it no matter which party go in power, just based off us being young people who are vibrantly ready for see salon go na the next stage. You see and say ever possible for probably we say we should also in governance we say okay this now a 20-year plan for this country. It doesn't matter which party can have power so, but that this thing they will for stick to, because like if they put out the constitution say educational rights, like Miss FK asks, my question I go ask, how about light? In this day of our Lord, how about electricity? You know, not to the people that don't get right to. How about good healthcare? You know, a reliable one. That is not to people there, right? But if at all, because at the end of the day, you were there so plenty man and then at this current government where you know personally now on a whole different level. So do you see it as something really possible? If not now, but down the line, let we assume say you end up turn flag bearer, you turn president, they vote you as president of that country day. You ever go see they go there in a position where you go sit down with young minds for draft a plan for that country. They say for the next 20 years, so now this will they do it, no matter where would I kind of power, would I don't kind of power. And do you think other people, other young folks on the other hand, go be ready for cooperate with you for do something like that?
Martin, this way you talk so not to think where are the answer because you ask me. This is something where I don't say a lot. And this is something where it ends up a 10-point vision for national renewal. Maybe you haven't seen it yet, or maybe they're not popularized them very well. This is my vision. I not believe in talking about problems. I believe in profiling solutions. And these solutions not just get for be Usman Timboing ideas. And from the consultations where I don't do across the nation, that's how I came up with some of these. And exactly what you say, so now inside pillar 3 of my 10-point vision. Putting together a strategic development plan for this nation. We will determine with short, medium, and long-term goals. So for me, I always don't say on all me interviews that within the first 100 days when I get power, when I become the president of this nation, we'll put together a team, an all-inclusive team, all political parties, civil society organizations, professional organizations, women's organizations, youth organizations, disabled, veteran people, traditional people, religious people. We come into a room, we discuss inclusively who say waiting and waiting we want to achieve within the first 1-2 years. That's a short-term plan. Then we agree on the medium term, between 7 and 10 years, we for to achieve. How we want to achieve them here within 7 to 10 years. That's the medium term. And for the long term, from 20 to 25 years, what do we want to achieve? Once we all agree on that, we take this document, we can go parliament, where you have multiple political parties, then if we will not get beyond the 2. Parliament, we get political parties, we get paramount chieftaincy. We ratify them, not to ratify no more, we approve them. It becomes law. And once that becomes law, any political party can have power. Now that agenda they never for follow. This to take away the stop-start system organ of this nation. When APC come, we call to manifesto in our agenda. We say all what the SLPP do now rubbish. Where SLPP come, then come and do the same thing. Then call the manifesto and agenda. They say all what the APC do now rubbish. Stop start. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. You know they work. SLPP come, okay, APC come and say 6344 system. You guys say no, 6334 system. You go back to that day. Me on me, you now, I'm proposing that we need to scrap that system. Totally. We go back to a system of basic education from primary school to go from 5. All man get different ideas, them. But if we don't agree, say, yeah, so we want for go. APC do, SLP become, it's the same thing. It's the same vision. We move ahead with it. This not necessarily means, say, I go take all the SLP people that can get in cabinet positions. No, it will not work. But you need to give them also the space for them to operate. Because one way you kill a political party, now for you begin take the members, them, you begin bring them into your own party. You begin bring them into your party. You kill the other political party. That is because you don't want an effective opposition. And that is the reason why me personally, are they against a power sharing arrangement within the 2 major political parties in Salon?
Sierra Leone is deeply polarized. What concrete step would you take to reduce political hostility if you were the leader of your party?
So that's the first thing. That's the pillar 1. Uniting the APC and uniting this nation. The APC is the vehicle we want for use, we may want for use for come to power, because the constitution says you need to belong to a political party. If you not clean your oath, you put your oath together. You're not going to clean the nation. You're not going to unite the nation. So the things you asked me before about dealing with tribal divides, whether I can unite the nation, this is part of it. The policies. Within a political party, the party need to get a national color. In the sense, when you look at the APC executive, you forget North, Southeasterners, Northwesterners. Everybody feel like how the name say, All People's Congress. All man feel like, nah, then get this party here. Same way, so when you come into governance, policies like, no one tribe. In Salon, the biggest tribe, now the Mende tribe. They not forget more than 25% in governance. The smallest tribe, I don't know which tribe that is, maybe the Kru people. They not forget less than 5% across the entire governance infrastructure. So then go feel like they're part of it. The Mende then go feel like they're part of it. The Fullers, Timini Lima, Ona will feel like they have representation inside. Talk about women, talk about youth, talk about veteran people. Everybody has percentages within the governance of architecture. Same way, so when it comes to appointment, not appoint somebody just because you feel he's your friend or because you come on the same tribe. But let's put competence over familiarity. This is something we need for do. And these are policies we will need for put in place. Let recruitments be open-based. I don't talk this before. I think I've been even in the US now, I say so. When it comes to the appointment of ministers, for instance, sorry, I think my phone they run out. I'll just fix charger, sorry. When it comes to appointment of ministers, let me have a short list. Let me have a committee where we identify people. I want to do minister of finance, for example. A team the way they look at people, they should do a short list of competent people. Then they bring them come to me 3 names. Of them 3 names, then after they don't pass all the interview, these 3 names, they should be of equal level of competence. The only reason why I go pick Martin over Osman, now because I feel say I want to put Mende man inside government. If I can't feel a Mende spot, or if I can't feel, because forget the Mende self, if I can't feel a spot for both, now I go make her choose Martin over Osman will come off return. But not because Martin, na me paddy, or Martin better pass Osman. These are policies we'll need for implement. They're easy said, they're easy for me to say them, than for do them. But in life, listen to the message, listen to the person in track record over the years, and then support that person there or believe in that person. Because life na risk. Yes, but Kuma no can talk all them sweet talk your way power can then change. But you know mean say you forgive up. Look at all the evil way they and take the lesser evil. And listen to the message. The more person will put together a message, it means that person thinks. Now here you get people the way they campaign now. Who campaign to you with tribal bigotry, tribal talk. Oh, me na Southeastern now, so na for vote for me. Oh, na make out money, oh, na for vote for me. Me na me President Bio, President Kuruma don't endorse, so na for support me. Those are not messages. Oh, na me will fet the SLPP for pull them. That's not a message. Anybody who they talk, then talk here so. You're not progressive, you're not good for the nation. Anybody who they campaign, then can campaign here. You're not good for the nation. Nobody know they be president, he continue for be Father Christmas. I can't give money today, I can't give money tomorrow. I know they be. You know even they see the policy after they be president. Now in good policies and programs we put in place that then for affect you. President they make road. You know they one day pass there for 10 years. But because you don't put a program in place, they can't benefit from it. You no need for come to you now you owe can give 1 million, 2 million. But once you do programs, once you do implement policies where they positively affect your life, support that person there. That is what I believe. Waiting also don't happen in politics, especially in Salon, and maybe other parts. From even the small politics where I don't sabi, at parliamentary level, most parliamentarians where they get problem, and the one where they go make bogus, big promises them to them people them. When they see the reality now, then they realize that they cannot meet them promises here where they make. And they happen now. People come with big and fantabulous promises. When they go inside and see the reality, they will not deliver on them. Instead of giving people promises of the heavens, show them the road of how we they get to that heaven. And that is what I am doing. Showing the people the road of how I want to get this nation to the heaven.
Thank you very much. One last question that will go close as we don't really
Yeah.
consume a whole lot of time. But one of the biggest issues that currently that the country, to me, own knowledge, now youth unemployment. You know, we go bring a whole conversation about this drug abuse and every other thing. So what is your strategy for tackling youth unemployment specifically in the urban Freetown?
So youth employment is tied with a few things: the economy, the sectors where they pay attention to, and education. So no nation or they go before where the highest employer is government, right? Because the more government employ, the more government they put stress on the budget. So because of that, you will see government they try, because they say, oh, government, I want for create 500,000 jobs. How government they create jobs? Teachers, nurses, police officers, military people, them. That's how they create jobs. Not all man get for be nurse, not all man get for be doctor, not all man get for be teacher, I mean, soldier man or policeman. What about all the others? This is where education is important. This is where education is important, and this is where investments to the private sector is also important. So if you want to develop an economy, you need to encourage private sector for come and take the lead. How do you encourage private sector? Have to create a proper enabling environment for the person come and can invest. When somebody they come out overseas for can invest or anywhere, even locally, they know they invest because they like salon. They invest because they feel say they get in return on an investment. How do you ensure that this person, if you can't invest in money, is able to pull your money back without interference, without corruption? If anybody wrong them, the judicial system is so straight that they will get justice. If you want for register in business, the bottlenecks, the bureaucracy is not plenty. Is able to register in business. How do we ensure that we give people them tax holidays? For instance, if they can implement a project now of 30, 40 million, we'll tell you, say, because you do this, for the first 5 years, you only pay corporate tax. But within that 5 years, you for employ 10,000 Sierra Leoneans. Within that 5 years, you for train them 10,000 Sierra Leoneans, yeah? So by the time the 5 years done, then for done then a top management level of that company there. This is how you create jobs outside the government sphere. At the same time, then that tax we they lost. I don't explain this plenty to them. That tax we they lost, we don't pay corporate tax. That 10,000 Sierra Leoneans we they employ, then they pay PAYE tax. First you put 35%, but now we not been get 1,000. Now you can't get you get 1,000, but they put 350. You get 650. That 650 where you get back. Now inside salon they spend that, they go to market. They go buy to that market woman. The market woman they get more return on in business. At the same time, this market woman back they pay tax. So you get the tax all we lost and more just by employing 10,000 people. You don't create jobs for these young people. How this tied to education? 10 billion at this country where African minerals, well, I mean there. For them recruit drivers, they need for go take driver them from South Africa. Not to bomb and guns to destroy a nation. If you easily want to destroy a nation, stifle the education from the people. And that is exactly what is happening in this nation now. As of today, over 70-something thousand pupils will not be taking the WASSCE exams just because of their young issues that we then get at the Ministry of Education and the schools. Education, the quality of education is really, really poor. What is being taught in schools, even we who in our school, what you care about now for campus, now any they praise you for, it becomes unhealthy competition. You go school now cram, you dey cram. The purpose of going to school now for go pass exams. Who say you did at the United States so now they don't move away from that day. How most people they go to school and can first, can second? They don't talk about that. The basic education from where they class 1 till you go from 5. Stop, start, no day. Are continuous. You know they fail. Because basic education you need for get them. And if you don't come up from class 1, till you go from 5, you full safety. Something go down there inside the 8. Remember 10 been day where they say in Sierra Leone, a standard 7. Post we left standard 7. A better pass people who come out university.
Come on, university, yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Why not go back to that system of from class 1 till standard 7 till from 5? GCO levels, nobody they drop out. Because now some man they drop out at Beke, NPSC, some begin they drop out at Beke, some they drop out at WAS. Then Pikiana and then they go to drugs. The one day they come out university, we not get able to get jobs, and they go to drugs. But if you engage them Pikiana school, you not teach them just for be competitive in the sense for can first, can second. Then go marabu, then go cram, then can for can study for can pass. I can tell you, Mr. Sefwe Sidoya, there are many things we have studied. Which you ask me then now, I don't remember them again. Because I've been only they memorize things that for can pass exams. Now we them in the call center, we get sense. No, now we in the cram pass. That was it. So we have to change the educational curriculum equally. For ensure, say, when you don't go from 1, take go from class 1, take go from 5. If you're not able to make it to university, there's technical and vocational education or institute the way you go to. And then you go learn skill. Over and house and a day. That carpenter, that masoner, that plumber, sometimes they make more money past you within our office. But yeah, go take carpenter, sell it go billows for you. Where they work and so they bounce. Some people in the house they for them. Just because we don't kill people's education. This is how you create jobs. This is how you bring the one who don't drop out of the system back into the system. But at the same time, I can't talk about the other sectors. There's so much potential in agriculture. It creates a lot of jobs. But not to minister them for be agriculture people, them farmers. Not to president for be farmer. The biggest farmer in our country, you say that the president. Able, how can the president feed a nation? When politicians they do farming in this part of the world, I call it subsistence farming. Then bring tractors and the politicians and they go implement. We get very good land then at this nation. If we use 10 land then they we bring investors then come from any part of the world. Labor is cheap in Sierra Leone. They can come and create employment for people then. What about the fish we God give you? There's so much fish in this country. Then the thief will fish every day, both and day at the high seas. Then the thief and nobody at the monitor them. We will not even get certificates or sell certain fish them outside Sierra Leone. This na God na give you. And by taking this fish, you know they destroy the environment like how mining they do. Look at tourism. What things Gambia get? They not gonna find beach pass week. They not get better landmass pass week. There's nothing. But all man they go Gambia. Their port fares cheap. Hospitality is good. So then they are not rocket science, Martin. You talk plenty. You talk plenty, but na preparation no more for what we do. A willingness. Not by age, not by size. It's about how willing are you to make this change. I know they say good young people not inside this government right now. But maybe the vision of the possibility above them is not open for see all them things also. But good thing they for do. This is our generation and we have to take responsibility. Amen. Amen.
You know, with closing this one, I won't say Honorable Timbo, but I go just say Usman. You get any word or anything you want for say to the people listening to us as a closing statement?
Martin, I think I've said a lot. We will get yes, let we listen. Let we open minds them. Let we look beyond APC SLPP. Yes, you can do APC, you can do SLPP. I support Arsenal. A lot of people support Manchester United. But at the same time, we sit down, we joke and laugh about how where Manchester United beat within days. Yeah, we vex so. But at the end of the day, what do we have to do? We accept it and move on. Now, because people feel like, say, politics is the be all and end all. If you party not in a power, your life done. They make people and be so bitter. How much time do you wait there under? They even think about who don't your MP.
This city where they right now, I don't know that they represented this now. I don't know.
Imagine. Donald Trump, they do all what they do, but do you really care? You they able to operate without politics. The work that we apply for, you need for Sabi person for they apply for them. You just apply. This can be done in Sierra Leone. Look at the people that they give power now. I don't want power just because I want to be president. No. Presidency is a very tough job. I don't want for day in politics more than 15 more years. I'm quitting. Some man will tell me, say, oh, you're young. No. Now, because people think, say, oh, you for then politics say you old and gray. I don't spend 18 years of my life for sacrifice for this nation. Do you think I want to make 40, 50 years? No, I don't want to. I want to live the rest of my life as easy as an ordinary person again. So do ya, me people them. Let's be wise when we're choosing our next leaders. And even when we talk. Don't say things with the United Nations. Let's put on our thinking caps and give yourself. And let's continue to get hope and belief that this nation is not rotten yet, it's not well done yet. A transition is coming. President Bio is going to leave in the next couple of years. A new leader will emerge, and likely that person will take over for another 10 years. If we make a mistake now, if we vote based on sentiments, they will embark with for the next foreseeable future. I thank you, Martin, once again. I'm happy catching up with you.
So happy catching up with you. Thank you very much. And I know say we will talk after this, but for time's sake, I'll go say thank you formally for honoring this invitation and giving me the length of this time. I saw you wake up asleep, but I saw brother can do it, brother. You know.
It's a pleasure. I don't get a very long day today.
No, yeah. And
I'm so hungry.
Miss Orlando, you still give me this length of time. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much.
That's the strength in youth again, you know.
Say
Not
again?
everybody. I said that's the strength in being young again.
No, exactly. If not the man will be there 55 years by the time they are from the heart to say for like a week past sleep, they can't give me this amount of time.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's a good point to raise when we're talking about youth and young people in politics. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We'll catch up some other time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Bye.
That was Honorable Usman Timbo, and hopefully una gather a lot from what he say, and I look forward for a from una the viewers and listeners at the comment section. Till then, this na the unfiltered Emina Martin Sama saying bye.